So the rule of cool actually sucks. If you've been in TikTok lately, you've probably seen the Dimension 20. It's an AP production company video about how going against the rule of cool is so controversial and shit. Now, the rule of cool, if you don't know about it, is not just tinkering with the bits of like TTRPGs and changing stuff up. It's just like discarding entire chunks of the rule set or the entire rule set in favor for what your idea is of fun. Now, the reason this is bad is I'm going to tackle this with like three lanes. The first being the ties between APs and TTRPG, the second being the culture largely, and the third being interpersonal relations at the table. So first of all, APs and TTRPGs, like the place where these people from Dimension 20 are coming from, they're nothing like. APs are much more like improv. TTRPGs work by entirely different, canons, and if you don't understand this, like you can go and check out the thousands of angry Redditors that got into TTRPGs via crit roll and realized to their horror that upon opening their new D&D books, they didn't come boxed in with a bunch of professional actors that would run them for them. So the second point on culture, American culture has a big issue with understanding rules outside of coercive frameworks. Not only just that, like because they live in a police state, not only just that, but the fact that rules are the basic building blocks of pro-social institutions. Here in Argentina, a communal pod, a popular bachelor school, which is run outside of state, interference or stuff like that. They all function via rules, and any sort of like institution outside of state needs rules to work in a non-coercive, actual direct democracy sort of way. So, big thing there. And the third is about interpersonal relationships at the table. This sort of thing just completely lives out huge swaths of the TTRPG player base that, because they represent, for example, branches of neurodivergence, they need structured play. They need the rules. Rules which, by the way, y'all consented to play by just choosing this game. So what are we doing if we're just chucking out this whole thing? We've already talked about in the design sphere about slogans like rules alive or rule of cool, and how they basically tend to break gameplay down into something that we call Mother May I, which is gaming your relationship with the GM to get what you want, which is extremely toxic, and I don't have to tell you why.